Today we are going to discuss the synthesis and regulation of hormones. As you already know that hormones are either protein and peptide in nature or steroid in nature or amine in nature. So we are going to discuss them one by one. First of all, protein and peptide hormone synthesis. These hormones are produced as prohormone in endoplasmic reticulum directed by specific messenger RNA. Signal peptides are cleaved and pre-prohormone is converted into prohormone, which is then transported to the Golgi apparatus. Additional peptide sequences are cleaved and hormone is produced from prohormone, which is then packed into secretory vesicles and stored for later release. So these are the steps for the peptide hormone synthesis. Hormones which are protein in nature are ADH and insulin, and which are peptide in nature are glucagon, prolactin, ACTH and parathyroid. Number 2 is the steroid hormone synthesis. These steroid hormones are aldosterone, cortisol and androgens. They are synthesized from cholesterol, which is converted into pregnenolone and then progesterone, and then further steps. Actually, you don't need to memorize the whole pathway here, as you have already studied it in biochemistry, but you should have an idea how the steroid hormones are synthesized. Number 3 is the Moyen hormone synthesis. They are derivatives of tyrosine, and the thyroid hormones and catecholamines, these are actually amine in nature. Now the next topic is regulation of hormones. There are two mechanisms actually, negative feedback mechanisms and positive feedback mechanism. Negative feedback mechanism is the hormone action that directly or indirectly inhibit further secretion of hormone. Most commonly applied principle it is, and it is self-limiting. Example is when the hypothalamus it secretes CRH, which is corticotropin releasing hormone that acts on the pituitary gland and causes secretion of ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, which then acts on the adrenal cortex and causes the release of glucocorticoids. When there is too much secretion of glucocorticoids or glucocorticoids is in excess, then through negative feedback mechanism, they actually tell the hypothalamus that you don't need to further secrete the hormones. So the hypothalamus is inhibited through negative feedback mechanism. Another example is of insulin. When there is too much blood glucose concentration, then insulin is secreted by the pancreatic beta cells that cause the uptake of glucose by the cells, and there is decreased concentration of blood glucose. That decreased concentration of blood glucose actually then stops the or decreases the secretion of insulin further. Then the positive feedback mechanism that enhances the original stimulus and accelerates the activity. It is more explosive and it is less common, that is blood clotting and childbirth. So the example of childbirth is discussed here when the head of baby pushes against the cervix. Nerve impulses from cervix transmitted to the brain. Brain stimulates the pituitary gland to secrete oxytocin. Oxytocin carried in bloodstream to the uterus. And you already know that oxytocin, it stimulates the uterine contraction, so it pushes the baby forward towards the cervix and results in the childbirth. So this is the because of the positive feedback mechanism. Blood clotting is also one of the examples. and they're less common, but they are more explosive in some cases. Like in the previous example, if you consider here that instead of negative feedback mechanism, there is a positive feedback mechanism, then the hypothalamus will secrete more CRH, more ACTH secreted by pituitary gland, more glucocorticoids would be produced. So the excess of the glucocorticoids that would result in explosive, that would produce explosive results. So the positive feedback mechanisms are explosive ones. Mostly. This was all about synthesis and regulation of hormones. See you with the next video. Till then, take care and thanks for watching.